So Ravens flock, we got some major news that broke earlier today. The Ravens and running back Derrick Henry have agreed to an extension. Now, as we all remember, last year, the Ravens in the offseason, they brought in Derrick Henry. They signed him to a 2-year, $16 million deal where he was getting paid $8 million a year on average. He obviously outplayed that deal. He outplayed the entirety of that contract. So there were many questions about what were the Ravens' plans going forward. Were they gonna let him walk after next season and then just draft a running back and go from there? Were they just gonna let him walk and then promote one of the current running backs that are on the roster who are a little younger? There were many questions on how they were going to handle this, but the questions have now been answered. They want Derrick Henry here long term. They signed him to a 2-year extension worth $30 million with $25 million guaranteed. So he will be making an average of $15 million a year, which at that contract price, that now sets the record. He is now the highest paid running back over the age of 30. He's not the highest paid running back overall, but this is the largest contract that a running back over the age of 30 has ever gotten, which is still a major deal. We literally just witnessed the comeback of running backs. Unfortunately, running backs in the past several years, they were taking a back seat. They were becoming more devalued. But with the resurgence of guys like Saquon Barkley and as well as Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, all these other guys who are all coming back and having amazing years, the running back market has improved a bit, and Derrick Henry's contract is a reflection of that. So Derrick Henry is somebody who I'm expecting to retire as an all-time great Raven, even though he isn't with us that long. This contract's only gonna be 2 years on top of the 2 years he already had. That's 4 years, but that's still long enough to make a major difference, and I'm excited to see how this plays out. Derrick Henry is coming off of an amazing season where, again, like I said at the start of this video, he completely outplayed that contract. Like, he played like a player who was a game changer, like a player who was still in his prime, which was shocking to many people. Even to me, I had high hopes for Derrick, but I wasn't expecting him to be on the brink of 2,000 yards. My prediction was somewhere around 12 to 1,300 yards. I thought that was going to be still a good season, even though I figured, hey, he might be a little slower. Spoiler, he was not a little slower. He's still as fast as ever. Put up 1,900 yards rushing, and then he had another 193 receiving yards on top of that. Just a historic season, and I'm very glad. I want to give credit to the front office here, because I critique guys like Eric DeCosta a lot for the things that they do that I don't like, but I think this situation played out as well as you could have possibly hoped, as far as they were able to secure him on a contract that isn't what at least, in my opinion, I don't think this was an overpay. I don't know how other people feel, but to me, I think this is a very reasonable contract for somebody at Derrick Henry's level. He's not the highest paid running back, but he's now one of the highest. But also, again, it's only $15 million a year, so you still don't feel like this is a waste of money. And that's the issue I've had with Eric DeCosta over the past couple years. There's been several players that we've had who EDC just flat out overpaid by a wide margin, whether it's Roquan Smith giving him that $100 million contract, giving Marcus Williams that $70 million deal, even Madubuike. Since Madubuike got that money, he didn't live up to that $98 million contract last season. So to see a contract like this, where obviously the player deserves it, but it doesn't feel like we reach too much, I think this is something that both sides could be happy about. Again, he's coming off a historic season where he put up 1,900 yards behind a terrible, well, not a terrible, but a underwhelming offensive line, mainly just because of the guards. We all know that the guards are the biggest question mark, and the fact that Derrick, at his age, passing the age of 30, being able to still put up 1,900 yards behind a underwhelming offensive line, That to me is still mind-blowing. It's very impressive. It's very exciting. It makes me optimistic that this contract can still work out, right? Because even if Derrick Henry starts to decline a little bit, right? Let's say in the last 2 years or in the last year of the contract, he declines a bit. Derrick Henry's a whole different animal. His decline is not the average running back's decline. The average running back, they may go from being a 1,400-yard runner to being a 600-yard runner. In Derrick's case, his decline may look like him going from being a 2,000-yard runner to being a 1,400-yard runner, which would still make him a top 5 running back in the league. So I'm excited. And then also I do like the fact that the Ravens didn't make this extension too long, because even though Derrick Henry's a different animal, sooner or later all players will break down or they will just get older and slower. So they're not tied in for too long, but the next 3 seasons should be very exciting. We are set at running back. We have the high-end talent at running back in Derrick Henry. We also have respectable starters in Justice Hill and Keaton Mitchell, even though Keaton Mitchell's not really a starter, but you get what I'm saying, like quality depth. And then also we got young developing guys like Rasheen Ali. So we really shouldn't have any questions about running back going forward, barring injury. And then also something Adam Schefter pointed out that I didn't even pay attention to. I didn't even realize this. Derrick Henry is currently 19th all-time in rushing yards, but he's only about 1,300 to 1,400 yards away from jumping from 19th all the way to 10th all-time, which would put him right behind Eric Dickerson. I absolutely think he could pass that. He could get there next season. I think that is well within reach. You're talking 1,400 yards, like, I think he's going to probably mess around and put up another 1,500 plus yards next year. At the rate he's going, I think it's more than possible. I'm excited to see that. It's going to be another year of seeing Derrick in this offense with Todd Monken and with Lamar. But I want to see, will they try to get Derrick Henry a little more involved in the passing game? I know they prefer to make Justice Hill their go-to for that, and I understand why. Of course, Justice Hill is very good in that role. But I do think they could maybe increase his target share in the passing game a little bit. Instead, like, he's coming off of a season where he had 19 catches for 193 yards. I would like to see that somewhere in the realm of maybe 25 to 30 catches, 250 to 275-ish yards. I think that's doable. That's not too big of a jump. But let me know what your thoughts are. Are you excited that Derrick Henry is back? The King will be here for another, 2 years plus the final year of his current contract. So he'll be here for at least another 3 years. He'll probably retire a Raven. Are you excited about this?